So I was thinking about how Finland has purple eyes, and I wanted to see if there was an explanation for it. I understand that his eyes have been seen as brown at times, but for right now they are officially purple. Purple eye color is not very common, in fact it is pretty rare. And through research I came to find that Finland most likely has ocular albinism to thank for his unique eye color. Ocular albinism is a genetic condition that primarily affects the eyes. This condition reduces the coloring, pigmentation, of the iris, which is the colored part of the eye, and the retina, which is the light-sensitive tissue at the back of the eye. Pigmentation in the eye is essential for normal vision. Ocular albinism is characterized by severely impaired sharpness of vision, visual acuity, and problems with combining vision from both eyes to perceive depth, stereoscopic vision. Although the vision loss is permanent, it does not worsen over time. Other eye abnormalities associated with this condition include rapid, involuntary eye movements, nystagmus, eyes that do not look in the same direction, strabismus, and increased sensitivity to light, photophobia. Many affected individuals also have abnormalities involving the optic nerves, which carry visual information from the eye to the brain. Unlike some other forms of albinism, ocular albinism does not significantly affect the color of the skin and hair. People with this condition may have a somewhat lighter complexion than other members of their family, but these differences are usually minor. The most common form of ocular albinism is known as the Nettleship Falls type or type 1, affects at least 1 in 60,000 males. The classic signs and symptoms of this condition are much less common in females. Other forms of ocular albinism are much rarer and may be associated with additional signs and symptoms, such as hearing loss. Ocular albinism is inherited as an X-linked recessive genetic condition. X-linked recessive genetic disorders are conditions caused by an abnormal gene on the X chromosome. Females have 2 X chromosomes, but one of the X chromosomes is turned off and most of the genes on that chromosome are inactivated. Ocular albinism type 1 results from mutations in the GPR143 gene. This gene provides instructions for making a protein that plays a role in pigmentation of the eyes and skin. It helps control the growth of melanisms, which are cellular structures that produce and store a pigment called melanin. Melanin is the substance that gives skin, hair, and eyes their color. In the retina, this pigment also plays a role in normal vision. Most mutations in the GPR143 gene alter the size or shape of the GPR143 protein. Many of these genetic changes prevent the protein from reaching melanisms to control their growth. In other cases, the protein reaches melanisms normally but mutations disrupt the protein's function. As a result of these changes, melanisms in skin cells and the retina can grow abnormally large. Researchers are uncertain how these giant melanisms are related to vision loss and other eye abnormalities in people with ocular albinism. Rare cases of ocular albinism are not caused by mutations in the GPR143 gene. In these cases, the genetic cause of the condition is often unknown. Now I know what you may be thinking: how could Finland have ocular albinism? His vision does not seem to be impaired that much. However, since these are nations, when vision is affected they may or may not show it like humans. Finland as a country experiences some pretty extreme light changes in the course of a year. A quarter of Finland, known as Lapland, is over the Arctic polar circle. Over that imaginary line, at least a day per year the sun does not set and at least a day per year the sun does not rise. In rest of Finland, south of that line, it is not that extreme, but there are pretty steep changes in the hours of daylight during the different months and seasons as well. Due to the geographical nature of the location of Finland, this may have changed his vision due to the inconsistent amount of light in his country. His eye color most likely represents the ever-changing nature in the hours of daylight his home experiences. It is probably just over-speculation on my part, but I think it would be cool if this was the reason for Finland to have purple eyes. This reason would also explain why Russia has purple eyes as well, which would make sense. Hopefully I will delve deeper into the genetics of Hetalia, as I have some pretty interesting ideas I would love to research. I hope you enjoyed this video.